Hey, Buff Nation, voice of the Bus, Mark Johnson here. Coming up on the Buffalo Stampede, down goes number one as the Colorado women knock off the number one team in the nation. We're going to talk with J.R. Payne and Pina Tuatele. Also, the CU men continue to roll. They're 11-3 in the season, and we've got an all-time assist leader as McKinley Wright surpasses the great Jay Humphries, and we'll talk to a rising star in Jabari Walker. That's all coming up next on the Buffalo Stampede. Touchdown! Touchdown, Colorado! And the Buffaloes find the end zone!
How about that?
Beautiful shot for the Colorado can celebrate.
Here comes Ralphie and your Colorado Buffaloes.
Time she'll take it. Maya's good from out top.
Let me hear you, Buff fans!
She's gonna fire the shot. Goal, Buffaloes.
Holy cow! What a play by Colorado! For three, they made them pay!
The freshman for three puts her team up by a pair. Hole, pass goes in, gonna get it to Hole. Three's up. Three's deflected in. Congratulations to J.R. Payne, her staff, and the Colorado Buffaloes. Victors over Stanford 75, make it 77-72 after the two free throws from Maya Hollingshed. The Buffs, for the first time in their Pac-12 history, beat Stanford 17th try as a member of the conference. They have the win.
Oh, what a celebration for the first time in Colorado women's basketball history. They knock off the number one team in the nation. If only there would have been fans here to rush the court, huh? Voice of the Bus, Mark Johnson, J.R. Payne, head coach of the Buffaloes. Welcome to the Buffalo Stampede. What a celebration. I've always said about J.R., she's got a great smile. That smile hasn't left her face since 3:30 yesterday afternoon.
That is pretty accurate. Yep, yeah. As soon as that final buzzer sounded, we've been grinning ear to ear ever since.
I bet. Your phone must have blown up. I mean, we've seen the social media outpouring for you and the Buffaloes, huh?
Oh, yeah, just so incredible. So many coaches and obviously family and friends, but, to have the Nuggets head coach, reach out and tweet about the team and just really, really neat for our ball club.
People have heard me on radio and television for years quote this quote from Bill McCarty, where he used to say, the mentalist of the physical is 4 is to 1. And I bring that up because, Jerry, as I'm watching that game, I thought to myself at one point, that Buffs team believes they belong in the court with the number one team in America.
Yeah, well, it's funny because when I got home, my mom said, "Did you really think you could beat them?" And I said, "Absolutely." Like, no hesitation.
Wait a second, Mom was doubting?
I know, right? But just absolutely. I mean, our team prepared to win. It wasn't a preparation of, well, let's just give it our best shot. No, we knew that we could beat Stanford, and I love that mindset from our ball club, especially our upperclassmen, Maya and Peanut in particular. But we knew we could beat those guys.
Stanford never led by more than 8. The Buffs' biggest lead was 5, which turned out to be the final score in this one. It really was. And I was looking at the box score this morning. I thought, where did the Buffs win this ball game, right? Rebounding was relatively even, shooting numbers relatively even. You hit some more threes, and you got to the foul line in this game, Coach.
Yeah, so Chandrika pointed out in our film this morning, we made more free throws than they took.
That's right.
And anytime you can do that, it's going to be good for us, and so we shot the ball relatively well, over 40%, which was the highest Stanford had given up all year. The rebounding was the highest they had given up all year. So we played pretty well.
Take us into your huddles late in the game. I mean, because so here the Buffs are. You're kind of in uncharted territory.
Yep.
Take us into the huddle and what your players were saying and kind of the feel of what was going on.
Yeah, the interesting thing is that we were in the exact same scenario 2 times with the same team last year. And so our team just really talked about staying focused, dialed in, don't celebrate anything too early, just lock in and stay ready.
The Buffaloes get the 5-point win over the number one team of the land. They were led by Maya Hollingshed. She had 32 points and a double-double, and here were her comments after the game.
It really means a lot. Last year we were upset with the results of how those 2 games ended. So today was just a day to come back and redeem ourselves from last year. It was possession by possession, but at the end of the day, we just had to do what we do best and, execute and stay within ourselves. I think focus has been the statement of this game, and when we stay focused and we know what the task at hand, Stanford is the number one task right now, so we knew what that came with. So we had to remain focused every possession. We could not take any breaks. There was no delays, no time off, so we took that to heart, and we knew what we were capable of, and we wanted this win.
Maya Hollingshed, she's been playing outstanding this season. Coach, she was huge in that game for you.
Oh, man. I mean, we're in timeouts going, okay, let's get her the ball here. Let's get her the ball there. How can we get her the ball? Because she just was unstoppable and unbelievably confident, poised, and made big shot after big shot.
You know, there were so many. I think about it. Jalen Sherrod had a big play.
Yeah.
Frida Forman, we haven't talked about her.
Yeah.
Peanut had, I mean, there were so many players that stepped up in different circumstances and key moments and got you a big play.
Absolutely. I mean, Maya's performance was spectacular, but there were so many other just absolutely essential plays, you know, that helped seal the deal.
Maya Hollingshed again with 32 points. Frida Forman, that's some heady stuff for her. We saw the three-pointer hitting a shot like that as a freshman in that circumstance.
Sure. I mean, yeah. And then in overtime, she had 5 points in overtime and you know, a couple big free throws, 2 huge plays defensively, you know, to contest and block a shot that, you know, without fouling and a huge rebound down the shot. A lot of big plays by Frida.
So you went through film session this morning, as you talked about. So what's the lesson you want your team to take away from so that this isn't a crowning achievement this season?
Sure. Yeah. I mean, the biggest lesson was our preparation allowed us the opportunity to beat them. You know, it was, I mean, they were full strength. They had every single player available, playing healthy. So it wasn't a fluke. I mean, we went out and we beat them, which is great. But the key is that our preparation allowed us that opportunity.
You know, it was a great moment, obviously, and I know we're dealing with what we're dealing with. Wouldn't it have been nice to have fans here?
Oh, yeah, I know. I got so many neat messages from alums and fans just saying, I was screaming in my driveway, and my neighbors thought I was crazy, and I know that our Buff fans were there cheering us on.
Oh, no doubt about that. Buff Nation was cheering as the Buffaloes win in overtime over the #1 team of the land. Congratulations to J.R. Payne and company. We're going to talk with Peanut Tuatele later on the program, but coming up next, other basketball news. There was an all-time record set. McKinley Wright is going to join us next. Man-to-man defense by Cal. Up top, McKinley's got it. Brown on him. Fakes, drives into paint. Drop pass inside. Caught by Evan Batty. Layup is up and in. And there it is right there. That's the record. In a day and age in college basketball where it's about getting mine, McKinley Wright has given more than any player in University of Colorado history. In his career, 563 career assists. He's now one ahead of the great and legendary Jay Humphries. Well, there was the record breaker and the celebration in the locker room as McKinley Wright became the all-time assist leader in Colorado history in a lopsided victory over the Cal Golden Bears. Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Buffalo Stampede. I'm voice of the Buffs, Mark Johnson. There's the man of the hour right there, McKinley Wright. Buffaloes get the weekend sweep, by the way, knocking off Cal and then knocking off Stanford. I know you've talked this thing to death. Let's talk some more about it. That was awful cool, wasn't it? Getting that victory and that win and the record.
Yeah, it was, man. And, you know, when I first committed here, I never envisioned myself being in that position. I kind of didn't know what to expect. I just came in here trying to do whatever I can to help win. And then freshman year, after breaking Chauncey's record, Coach Boyle told me I was on pace to be the all-time leader in assists here before I graduate. So, and I'm just blessed to be in this position, man. And a big shout-out to Jay Humphries, you know, who paved the way, you know, who held the record for 37 years. And it's just a blessing to even be in the same conversation as him.
Were the guys in the team, were they jockeying to make sure that, you know, hey, get me the ball, I'll get you the record? I mean, were they having those conversations?
Yeah, the day before the game, they had a little argument about who was going to get the assist. So Jariah had a chance, he missed it, and Ev got it. So they were joking and laughing about that one. But yeah, it was competition to see who was going to get the assist. I remember Deshaun got the assist to break Chauncey's record.
That's right.
And they were all in competition for this one, so it was fun.
Yeah, Evan Batty ends up getting it. How about the way you were welcomed into the locker room when you walked in? We saw the video there just a moment ago.
I joked around with Steve, who always make us do cold tub and hot tub after. I told him that was my cold tub because the water was so cold and everybody was dumping water on me. But at the end of the day, it was all love. It was joy. And it was fun. And big shout out to my teammates.
You know, you're on pace. We've talked about this before. Last year, they made a big deal out of Peyton Pritchard going 15, 500, 500, 1,500, that is, 505. You're on pace to go 1,600 points, 600 rebounds, 600 assists. Which one of those numbers would you be most proud of? 600 rebounds, 600 assists?
The rebounds. Yeah. I'm a small guard.
Right.
So to be able to get in there and get 600 rebounds, that's tough. So I just always had a nose for the ball. I always, kind of model myself as a rebounding guard. So that's what I do. So the rebounds probably the most most impressive one.
You know what he's most impressed with, though, and that is victories. And the Buffs are compiling them this season. 11-3 right now. In fact, let's hear some post-game comments from head coach Tad Boyle in the locker room after the record and the victory over Cal.
Hey, a school record went down tonight. You got crushed with 12 assists by McKinley. Okay, and guys, he broke a really, really good player's record. He was here for 37 years. So, testament to you and obviously the teammates you played with, because assists have to be finished. And you guys did a good job of that tonight. So we've got a really, really good team coming in here on Saturday who is above us in the standings right now. Okay, and let's continue to get better, guys. Okay, that's a workmanlike effort. Okay, you took care of business. Now it's on to the next one, and the next one's a big one. Family on three. 1, 2, 3. Family.
Great comments by Tad Boyle after the Buffs' victory over Cal on Thursday. Then they bounce back on Saturday and get the victory over the Stanford Cardinal. You guys are 11-3 right now. I said before we saw that video that, you know, I know that's what you're all about, winning. And this team's winning right now. How do you continue to lead these guys in that direction?
Just being another coach on the floor. You know, I've been here for 4 years now. I know what it takes to win. You know, I know obviously we can't let opportunities slip. And over the last 3 years, we did that, lost some low major games that we shouldn't have lost. And I just try to do my best to make sure we didn't do that this year. You know, our goal is to try to win every game at home, try to sweep some on the road, split some on the road. So, you know, we're in good position right now. You know, we worked hard. We're all committed to the same thing, and that's winning the Pac-12 championship. So.
You know, the Buffs wrap up the season last year, the 5-game losing streak. And I recall we're sitting in Las Vegas. After you guys lose to Washington State, it's you and Evan Batty, and I'm trying to remember who else was sitting there, and you guys were having a serious conversation, kind of some soul-searching. Yeah. What did you learn at the end of last season, as tough as that was for you?
We can't take teams lightly. Obviously, we had a better record than Washington State. We knew we were the better team, and we came out and we were sluggish. And you know, CJ, who's obviously an NBA now playing with Portland, had a career night on us, and you know, we couldn't stop him that night. So from that game, the lesson we learned was not to take games lightly, man, and because it could be gone like that, especially now with this COVID being here. Games can be taken away any day now. So.
Ken, when you look at this team, and you've played on some awful good teams here, you've had some great teammates. And I ask this question, not out of any disrespect to anybody that played with you in recent years. Is this the most complete team you've been on so far?
It is. Yeah? It is, and it's hard for me to say that, you know, with the team we had last year, you know, with Tyler Bay and Shane and Lucas and the rest of the guys we had on that team. But this one's the most complete. I think we're a deeper team, you know, more skilled at every position. This one's it.
You shoot the ball well.
Shoot the ball well. We're shooting free throws well. We're playing defense. We're rebounding. So this is a really good team that I'm on right now.
All right, keep rebounding because you're about 8 away from my partner, Scott Wilkie, who's 6'9", and I can't wait to give him a hard time when you do that, all right?
Okay.
Congratulations. McKinley Wright, he and the Buffaloes are 11-3 as they get the sweep over the weekend. They take out Cal and then the Stanford Cardinal on the road against the Washington Schools coming up this week. We'll take a time out here at the Buffalo Stampede. When we come back, his teammate Jabari Walker is going to join us.
Shout out Barry, man.
6 comes off a screen by Evan Batty. Down to 4, down to 3. Right side, Tristan DeSilva for 3. As time expired from downtown, right between the eyes. That's the way to finish the first half as the Buffs finish up on a 14-0 run over the last 3 minutes and 43 seconds. And there was the first career three-pointer by Tristan DeSilva at the buzzer. Buffs were up 14 at the intermission. They end up with a victory by 13 over Stanford. Back in the Stampede, I'm voice of the Buffs, Mark Johnson. Jabari Walker with us. He's been playing some fantastic basketball. How about that buzzer beater, though, by your guy Tristan DeSilva there at the half, huh?
Yeah, we needed that. We know the matchup. It was a big family rivalry, so it was great for him to hit that this game.
Yeah, it was great to see the two DeSilva brothers on the court. They had a chance to guard each other a little bit. And let's go back to that Cal game. Buffaloes with a dominating win to start this weekend series as they knock off both Bay Area teams. 23 points and 11 rebounds. You are just, it seems like the learning curve for you right now is just speeding up. You got to feel so confident out there playing basketball, I would think.
Yeah, I'm just starting to feel more comfortable. The flow of the game starting to come to me. It feels like it's slowing down a little bit, so I'm able to process it a little better and just let the game come to me. So just taking all the information that I've been hearing from the beginning, from the coaches, getting stronger, just all that's playing a role, and I'm feeling really good about my play right now.
It kind of builds upon itself, doesn't it? The better you play, the more confidence you get. The more confidence you get, the better you play, right?
Yeah.
And so, you know, it just kind of, you get to the point where when you walk out there at this level now, you kind of feel like you belong out there, I would think, right?
Yeah, definitely. I feel like I belong on the court. I think I've been proving that, and I just want to continue to prove that.
What kind of things are you hearing from the coaching staff right now about, you know, they know, Chad has said many times when Jabari goes out, he said, I know something good's going to happen when Jabari gets on the court. What are you hearing from those coaches right now?
Just be patient, really. Just play the game the way I know how to play it. Just impact, really rebounding defensively. My focus isn't really offensively right now, but they just tell me to use my skill set. They're comfortable with me attacking, and they express that to me during film and during practice. So I feel like with them being comfortable with me doing those things, then it makes me comfortable to showcase it. So I think that's a big part of it as well.
Jabari Walker at 23-11 in the victory over Cal, then 11-8 in the victory over Stanford. In fact, let's hear some of the postgame comments from the Buffaloes after the 13-point win over the Cardinal.
I've got a lot of respect for Stanford, the institution itself, Jared Haas, their players, do things the right way. They're a great member of this conference, and so that when you beat a team that you have great respect for, it feels good. Oscar Da Silva, boy, is he having a great year. I thought, you know, Evan Batty battled him tonight and made him work for everything, but he's a good player. He's as good at rebounding his own miss as any player I think I've coached against in quite some time. So beat a quality opponent. I thought we played really well in the first half offensively. We were efficient. It was one of the halves we haven't gotten to the foul line. We did a better job of that in the second half. But, you know, we wanted the pace of the game up and down because I thought Stanford was tired in the first half. I thought they were exhausted in the second half. A lot of that had to do with the pace of play. So I don't mind that too much, but I do mind when we're running for threes rather than running for layups. You always have to run for layups first, and then if threes come in transition, they'll come, but you want them to come as a result of paint touches, and a lot of them didn't. Stanford's a hard team to prep for just one game. Only one day for Stanford is really tough because they run a lot of good stuff both offensively and defensively.
Some post-game comments there from some of the Buffaloes after the Buffs get the 13-point win over Stanford, improving to 11-3 and 5-2 in Pac-12 conference play. We continue with Jabari Walker. Jabari, I wonder about the transition to this level. We've talked before here on the show. His father was an NBA player, so you get that kind of experience that's imparted upon you from your dad. But the off-the-court stuff, are you learning about what it's like to play at this level and the preparation it takes to play from a scouting report standpoint, film study, and all those kind of things?
Just being dialed in mentally, knowing what your guy's doing, not just your guy, knowing what all five guys are, their tendencies on the floor. I think that's something that's kind of different. I did it a little bit in high school, but I didn't really go home and watch film like I do now to prepare for the game. And just taking care of my body at this level, my body feels great, which is another big reason I'm able to play at the level I am. And I didn't take great care of my body in high school. I thought I was at the time, but now I know what it is, what it's like to really take care of my body.
Well, talk to an uncle like McKinley. He'll tell you how important that is, right?
Yeah.
How is it playing with a guy like McKinley right here against Cal? Of course, he becomes the all-time assist leader in Colorado history. You got to be ready at any moment, right? Because when he's got the ball in his hand, chances are he's going to find a way to get it to you in a scoring position.
Yeah, just always moving without the ball. I love getting in pick-and-roll situations with him because he's going to find me. Somebody's going to be open. So I'm just constantly moving, just constantly ready to hit the open shot because I know it's going to come to me.
How about the challenge of a guy like you? I'd imagine back in high school, like a lot of you guys, you're the biggest, fastest, strongest guy out there. You play at this level, you end up guarding guys who are a lot bigger than you in time. What are you learning about that process, guarding a 6'11", 7-foot guy out there on the defensive end?
Just right now, learning to use my skills, my speed right now, my length. So just trying to use the other factors that I have besides the strength factor. I know that's going to come later on. So just working with what I have right now.
Buffalo's got a big road trip coming up. They're at Washington and at Washington State. This guy's going to be a big part of the Buffs down the stretch. Congratulations.
Thank you.
All right, Jabari Walker, Buffalo's at Washington, coming off a home sweep of the Bay Area schools over Cal and Stanford. Coming up next in Stampede, we're going to talk women's basketball. We're back in a moment. Well, there's some highlights from Pina Tuatele against the Cal Golden Bears. The Buffs sweep the Bay Area schools. Yeah, I know. We're going to talk about knocking off number one. Don't worry about that. as the Buffaloes have a great weekend. Both the men's and women's team, by the way, sweep Cal and Stanford, respectively. Are you like Coach? You still just smiling nonstop?
Oh, yeah. Smiling nonstop. I'm so happy. I feel like I'm on top of the world.
I bet. You had a big game and a lopsided game for the Buffaloes against Cal. So you kind of set the stage in that ball game last Friday for the game with Stanford, didn't you?
Yeah, I think we did. I think our team has grown a lot within this short amount of time that we've had.
Yeah.
And we've gotten closer. Our chemistry's gone better. And with Cal's win and our preparation Saturday, it led to our success Sunday.
What was it like on the court when the Buffs, it finally, the fight, well, and again, there was kind of that false ending of that game, right?
I was like, oh my gosh, guys, get back off, get back off.
Because you thought the game was over.
I was the one that initiated everyone to charge. I was like,
right,
yeah!
Right. And then you find out it's actually not over. And so for 3.8 seconds or whatever it was, you had to go back out there. Take us out of the court and what it was like to be with this group of players on this roster whom you're so close to, and to have that feeling of we did it. What was that like for you?
It was a relief because last year I was hurt. I know a lot of our veterans and everyone who came back was like, we took this game personal because of how we felt last year. Like when we were there, it was a buzzer beater to go into overtime, and then here, a heartbreaking 3 buzzer beater, and we're like, we really need to dial in, and me and Maya set the tone on Saturday for preparation. We're like, we need game-style reps. We need Stanford. You're the #1 team in the country. We need those reps today. And that's what our team did, and that's what led to our success.
I think I've got the numbers right. Colorado, in the combined 2 losses to Stanford last year, was only 11 points combined those 2 games. So you've played with the best team in America. I said this to Coach earlier in the program. I said, when I watched that game, the Buffaloes looked like they believed they belonged out there.
Yeah,
yeah,
100%. We talk about it all the time, like confidence and believing in each other. And I believe in my team that we can play with anybody. And our game Sunday, that proves to the whole Pac-12 we can go against anyone, any day.
So Payne and the Buffaloes knock off the #1 team in America. All right, what's the lesson Colorado takes away from this now? You guys have beaten the #1 team in America. They were undefeated 11-0. What does this team take away from this?
I think we took away that we can compete against anybody when we're hitting on all cylinders and we're dialed in and focused, but it all comes with preparation.
Yeah.
We couldn't have won yesterday without preparation, and I think our team and our coaching staff, we did a great job Saturday.
And does something like that come down to you and Maya, older players, you've been through it, you guys have to set the tone, don't you?
Yeah, we have to set the tone. Yeah. And, we've been through so many losses and heartbreaks in the past where enough is enough. So, it's upon us older veterans to set expectations and set the bar high for the newbies and the upbringing.
When we sat down here, right before we started taping, Maya came over, was giving you a hard time. How about the way she played against Stanford?
Oh, Maya is a bucket. I'm so glad that she's getting the recognition she's getting because that's who Maya is.
Right.
And I'm just so proud of her because she stepped up, and we needed her.
She was huge with 32 points. Yeah.
32? I was like, okay, Maya, give me 40 next time because I know you can do it.
Yeah, just keep raising the bar, right?
Keep raising it.
That's what you got to do.
And she, I look up to her, and, she sets an example for me. And just watching her play yesterday, I was inspired.
Yeah.
And that's I want to play hard for you because you're playing hard for us.
Yeah. How about somebody like Frida Foreman, a first-year player to come in? Hit a 3 like that in overtime?
Hit a 3 like that? That's called fearless.
Yeah.
She is fearless.
That's ice water.
And I love it.
Yeah.
It's crazy. That's her everyday shot.
Is it really?
It's great. Everyone thinks it's a big time shot, but she shoots that every single day.
All right.
So it's the second nature for her.
Now we're going to expect this kind of thing every week, all right?
Every weekend. It's the new expectation for us.
I love it. Payne Tuatele and the Buffs knock off the #1 team in the land. They head down to take on the Arizona Schools now this weekend. Let's go ahead and wrap up the Buffalo Stampede for another week. I'm Voice of the Buffs, Mark Johnson. Thanks for joining us. We'll talk to you next time.
Let's go, Buffs.